The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine. This is my brother,
Robbie. I'm a perceptual shifter as well.
And what else are you?
And I'm a life lover.
That's right.
Clink.
All right.
Drinking my life-loving sludge. Get the motor running around here at Perceptual Shift.
Delicious cinnamon tea with honey and heavy whipping cream. It's so good.
He's so into that cinnamon tea. But you love the chai.
It's like a dessert, yeah.
If you had your choice, would you chai or would you sin?
That's tough. I mean, you could get burnt. Sin?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be probably a little sinny, I guess. I like the cinnamon. The chai thing, the thing is the way that I have the chai made at Starbucks is there's a ton of cinnamon in it. Mm-hmm. So, but it's way sweeter, the chai latte. So you can't do it too much. You can't overdo it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it with 6 pumps instead of 5 pumps on the venti. And then I get whole milk. And then whipped cream on top of it. Wow. And then cinnamon on the whip and cinnamon steamed in the milk. I mean, it's a whole production.
You ask for an extra pump when you go there?
I do get an extra pump.
And you get the whipping cream on there.
Do you need to pump like that? It's so weird.
Wink, wink.
Anyway, the bottom line is I do get some eye roll sometimes from baristas that are like, you're one of these high maintenance drink guys. In any case, should we get back to the show?
Yeah, we kind of went down a rabbit hole there.
We did. You're at the Perceptual Shift Show. If you've been here before, you know what it's all about.
Yeah.
We talk about the Perceptual Shift, the book that I wrote with help from Robbie and my daughter Annie and a bunch of other people. How to love your life and manifest abundance. That's what this is all about. It is a workbook, meaning there's writing in the book.
Yeah.
And before we get too deep into the book and sort of what we do, and we're going to read out of the book and we're going to answer some questions and talk about how you can get the book and so forth.
Sure.
We start out every show the same way, which is sort of manifesting that life lover energy through music. Mm-hmm. And we are both musicians. You've been a musician since you were a teenager.
Yep.
I'm a more recent musician. Just in my 50s, I started playing guitar.
But you fell in love with music, and you used to play piano.
Yes, that is true. But guitar, I just learned when I'm 50, which is great. I love it. So we're going to pick up a couple guitars, and we're going to get this show started.
We're going to perceptually shift.
With our perception. Oh, what are you doing?
With some rock and roll style. I was in the process of reaching over.
But you picked up the guitar before you put your perceptual shifters on.
I know. That's
all right. These are
sort of a perceptual shift foul of sorts.
Got the flames.
Yep.
All right. That's the first time I've seen you actually grab the guitar before your shifters.
Well, we took a little break.
We took a break. Yes. I got sick for a little while.
Right.
So I got the cough and the whole, sore throat thing, but I'm back.
Are you guys digging James's Don't Rain on My Parade shades?
I can't hear anybody out there. Are you digging it? I dig the feeling of them,
Yeah, it's very Elton John-esque.
Yeah, it's like a little cheek massage.
That's awesome.
All right, let's make this
You're adding some sparkle to our day.
Yeah. Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. We'll show you how to love life. We will eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, that was a good one. I did hit my chin a little bit on the microphone, but other than that,
I didn't see that part.
Oh, you would have
I'm glad laughing. I didn't.
Yeah, you would have started uncontrollable laughing. Yeah. All right, which is something we do. That's part of the perceptual shift thing. It's just to be happy and love life and just enjoy everything that you do.
And sort of celebrate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the chin bumping, the whole thing.
Well, I was sick. I realized that, I missed doing this show because I just love it so much.
I love it. I was going through perceptual shift withdrawals a little bit.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of perceptual shifting, is that a new shirt?
Yeah.
Wow. I
know.
You got the brown cowboy
I'm really
shirt.
working the sort of Hollywood cowpoke.
I dig it.
Thanks. It's a little bit big on the sleeves. I kind of like it tighter, but other than that,
But the buttons are very nice.
It's kind of butch and sexy and perceptually shifty.
Nice, nice. All right, so as we said, this is all about perceptual shifting and the book, The Perceptual Shift. If you would like to get the book and you don't have it, you can buy it at Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble. There's a bunch of places online. You can get it. Just search for The Perceptual Shift. Quine is my last name. Or if you don't want to actually buy the hardback or the softcover book that you can write in, you can actually get the
Kindle version.
That's
and
right.
if money's tight, it's just a couple of rupees. But you will need a notebook to do some writing.
and a pen.
Yep.
Yeah, so you want to answer those questions. And what's cool about having the book is you can join us on Saturdays.
That's right.
Yeah, so every Saturday we get together 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we go over the questions. We actually read them and talk about them, so you can join us on Zoom.
Right.
The Zoom link is in the description of this podcast, and you can DM me for the password for that Zoom if you want. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at James M for Michael, Quine, Quine, James M. Quine, and I'll get you the password there.
I thought our last meeting that we had was epic. And every single one, none of them have laid an egg. They're all awesome. We do it all together as a collective.
Yeah, and this is the first
James
time
and I
us going through this.
Yeah. Yeah, James and I are there together.
I'm naked. It was
It's kind
so
of
far.
you're swinging.
Way too sexy for me.
You're too sexy for your shirt as usual.
Too sexy for my shirt.
You're also I just can't get enough of the Love Hotel. I just think, speaking of sexy,
Where did that come
well,
from?
just because you're sexy and you're kind of showing some sexy perceptual shift of vibrational energy.
Love Hotel.
Yeah.
Love Hotel.
Can you imagine?
I'm sexy at the Love Hotel.
But it was sexy. It was filmed in Cabo San Lucas, which was sexy to begin with. Mm-hmm. And just seeing my brother on the Love Hotel was effing awesome
Speaking
for
of
me.
that, Luann, I guess, just did a show in Chicago, which was great. She's planning on coming out to Hawaii, Oahu, so that should be
This
really
is for
cool.
you, Luann.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. By the way, if you like this podcast, you want to like it and follow it. If you want to get notified of the next one, subscribe to it.
Right.
And, you know, we got time counting down. I can see the timer there. So we sort of need to get into the show.
I know.
Are you down with it?
I'm down with it. Forgive me for being such a chatterbox.
No worries, man.
Okay.
It's all good. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, I
It's good to
love
be at
you.
the
You should have heard his voice when he was sick. It was like James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I had the
It dropped like 2 octaves.
I had
went
the swallowing
way-
razor blade thing.
Yes.
So, in fact,
It's still there a tiny bit. I hear a tiny of it.
Assad, who edits all these videos and podcasts, he didn't
Shout out to Assad.
He didn't believe that it was me. He wanted to. He had to FaceTime me to prove that it was me. He thought it was somebody else.
It was a crank call or something.
All right, but I'm back. I got my regular voice back. It's not too deep, hopefully. And we're going to get started. We're actually on page 40. The Art of Reframing.
Nice.
From Challenges to Opportunities. And there's a little bit of a story, allegory, something like that. 2 neighbors live side by side in identical homes, each with the same view of a park filled with children, trees, and a winding path. Every morning, they open their curtains to greet the day. One neighbor would sigh and say, "Another noisy morning. Those kids are always yelling. The trees block the sunlight, and the path is always muddy." She started her days feeling agitated and drained. The other neighbor would smile and say, "Wow, what a gift. A park filled with laughter and life. Those trees dance in the wind and shade the heat. The path shows the beauty of change. She began her days with gratitude and energy. One day, a visitor asked, "How can two people look out at the same world and see it so differently?" The smiling neighbor replied, "We don't look through the same window. Mine is cleaned daily with perception polish."
Whoa. Hello, that deserves a ding.
The perception polish.
Yes.
You can make your own solution with a few simple ingredients.
Right.
Gratitude, curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to see things differently.
Right.
Open-mindedness.
Mm-hmm.
Reframing is a simple yet profoundly transformative tool that helps us view our challenges, relationships, and even ourselves through a new lens.
Right.
It's the ability to look at a situation and ask, what if I saw this differently?
The new lens, excuse me.
That's right.
Right here.
There's the new lens, yeah. The flamey lens.
Perceptually shift.
The art of reframing helps us turn obstacles into opportunities, which Deepak talks about, for example.
Yeah.
Fears into strengths and setbacks into lessons. Unlike perceptual shifting, which can rewire overarching beliefs and habitual thought patterns, reframing is a tool used to address individual moments and experiences, creating small but impactful changes in how you respond to life's ups and downs.
I have something I want to share.
Okay.
My inner surfer is saying setbacks into set waves. How about that? Instead of going backwards and getting caught like in the undertow, you're taking off on a set wave.
That's a very good way to look at it. Yeah.
That deserves a ding.
It does.
Excuse me. I know that's narcissistic, but
no, it's okay. You're the dinger, so
right,
why not? Go for it. All right. Both approaches are powerful in their own right, and they work together to foster growth and resilience. So perceptual shifting and reframing. In this chapter, we will explore the principles of reframing, why it is such a powerful tool, and how to apply it effectively to create meaningful change in your life. By mastering the art of reframing, you can unlock new possibilities and experience greater resilience and fulfillment. So this chapter really distinguishes the difference between reframing and perceptual shifting, and they go hand in hand.
Right.
So it's important to understand both of them. The question today is, Robbie, have you ever turned a setback into a lesson by looking at it from a different perspective? And if so, write down a challenge or talk about a challenge you've experienced and how reframing it into a lesson has helped you grow and move forward. So think about some of the experiences you've had in your life, some of the setbacks where at the moment they felt like this is a bummer or this is a setback, and how you reframed it to see it as something that was positive in your life that you grew from. So do you have any examples of that?
Yeah, I do. And I've shared this before with you about getting totally cremated by COVID with our magazine business, with your magazine business, but I was doing the sales for it. And then the fires, which not only wiped us out, but all of the businesses that we were representing in the magazine, like a huge percentage of them were in Lahaina. Mm-hmm. So literally went up in smoke. Mm-hmm. And it was devastating. Mm-hmm. And I got scared, and it's like, what the hell am I going to do for pay my rent and, practical stuff like that. But also just kind of like I felt insecure, sort of like the bottom's falling out or something. It was scary.
Right. Definitely feels like a bummer.
Yeah. It was a drag. It was a lot to process. It was like gulp, and I have faith. So, I leaned on my acceptance, but even with that, using all my perceptual shift tools, it was still kind of intense. It wasn't really an easy thing to soak in. So anyway, fast forward is I'm rolling with it. The silver lining is we're doing this show right now. which took me in a direction I've never done a podcast before. And the learning curve was huge, you guys. I mean, first we were in the living room, and the dog was coming in the cameras, which is fine, but I mean, just all kinds of interruptions, and we had to learn how to film, and GarageBand James figured out, because the sound was really crappy. It was all like kind of muddy and sort of like shitty sounding. And
we did that first one with Richie Blair, and that was kind of like a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
Using Detail or Riverside or some kind of, and we didn't know what was going on.
Exactly. And I almost felt like this is not going to happen. And I didn't want it to be crappy.
Right, we went to a Kaku, and we were thinking maybe we need to go somewhere else.
That's right.
But they don't allow swearing, so if you say the word fuck, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I couldn't promise that I'm not going to drop an F-bomb. It's just, it wouldn't be honest, know. It may happen, and it is happening fairly regularly.
So let me understand. So what you're saying is that when you reframe it from that was a problem, that was a bummer, and now you see it as like, we wouldn't be doing this show, we wouldn't have written the book, we wouldn't be in this new direction.
It would not have happened.
Yeah.
Had everything caved in.
Yeah. And I look at myself also from that point of view as like, this is kind of more fun.
This is so much fun.
Right.
I mean, even taking our break while you were sick was hard for me. Like during the day, I wanted to come over and do more of them. Right. It's like, because we kind of got into our flow and our rhythm. So
exactly. So okay. So
and we're doing the Perceptual Shift meeting on Saturday.
Yes.
Which is kind of like the show almost. Right. We're sharing, and we're going through the book and sharing our experience, strength, and hope, and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's a good example. I literally reframed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big deal.
As an opportunity instead of a bummer.
Yeah, I remember that. After the fires. When the fire in Lahaina happened, Sue was staying here. We had some other people staying here, and everybody was helping everybody out, donating everything.
Oh my God!
And there was no power.
There was no gas.
So
it was awful.
Propane. Yeah. My neighbor was refilling propane tanks.
Yeah.
And filling gas and bringing gas from the back of his truck to people. To fill up the generators to keep refrigerators running.
Oh my God! Yeah.
We were cooking on a barbecue.
Yeah.
So we were making breakfast, lunch, and dinner on a barbecue.
That's right.
And had neighbors and friends coming over.
Yeah.
To eat.
Shout out to the barbecue. That was kind of good, actually.
Yeah. It was definitely an interesting sort of Fellini-esque time.
It was refugee in Hawaii kind of thing. Yeah. I felt like I needed to buy a fishing pole to get some food or something.
Yeah. And so much shifted for so many people.
Yeah.
So many people lost their homes, lost their jobs.
Oh my God.
I mean, aside from the people who lost their lives.
Right, I know, exactly. Yeah. It's a couple people had suicide overdoses and
Moments
stuff.
like that it's very challenging to see the positive in the negative.
Yes.
And to see the gift inside of the struggle.
Yeah, exactly. It really takes a lot of perceptual shifting on that.
Yeah, and if you're out there today and you're going through one of those super traumatic, super difficult moments, maybe you just found out you had cancer or somebody you love died, or something, maybe your marriage is ending or something big is happening in your life. It's normal and understandable and okay to feel uncomfortable during those times.
It's human.
It's human, exactly. And so it's important, I think, that sometimes when we're on this path of spiritual enlightenment or emotional intelligence, I have had a tendency to feel like when people are struggling to go, hey man, get with it.
Right.
Get happy, love your life,
Yeah, and they're going like this,
Yes, and they're like, man, I just found out like my kidney might need to be replaced, or I'm going on dialysis, or I found out something tragic, and I've had to reach deep down and have some compassion and understand that everyone's on their own place in terms of how long it's going to take to recover.
Right.
One of our previous podcasts, I said, if I could rub the genie and have one wish, it would be to be the 1 second man. Not the 6 million man, but the 1 second man. Meaning, I only have to feel
Not in bed, though.
not in bed. That's why you always got to go there. The
I'm
1
sorry.
second man in bed.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
You're so bad.
Go on. So anyway, I just want to feel bad for only 1 second. I want to feel
Right.
uncomfortable. If I get some horrible news or something,
Yeah.
you know, let it soak in.
Sure.
Let myself feel it
Right.
for 1 second.
Right.
And then get back into the attitude.
That's
of gratitude.
mastery right there.
Get back into
Yeah.
loving life and manifesting abundance.
Yeah.
Because the truth for me is that just living as a human being, being this spiritual entity inside this human body, this is so much abundance right now.
Right.
It's so abundant in my life.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget it when I stub my toe.
Yeah. And living in Hawaii is good for that because I look out my window, even if I'm having a weird, wonky day or something happens, and you got palm trees. We have beautiful sunsets that are fantastic. We got these dreamy trade winds with the palm trees going on. Beautiful, like turquoise water, which I love looking at.
Yeah.
So-
I have to say that when I got well from being sick and knew the entire time I was sick, I was so grateful that I'm hardly ever sick like that.
It's
Hardly
really,
ever.
it's really true. I was surprised. Like James never gets sick. You had a kidney stone, which sucked.
I mean, things happen, but like sickness like that.
Yeah.
Like the last time I got sick like that, I was in Texas and I got COVID. And I was out getting ready to visit
Oh, that's
Jake, my
right.
son,
That's right.
and in New Mexico, and I changed plans, drove to Texas, got a cheap hotel room,
Right.
and hunkered down for a week.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right, and just like binge watch some Netflix or
Yeah.
something like that. And I was super sick
Yeah.
for a week.
Yeah,
That's the last time I was sick like this. So this time, what was so interesting is when I got better,
COVID does not get a ding, by the way.
no, COVID does not. It gets an
Anti-ding.
Anti-ding, yeah. Like it's that's the noise COVID gets. Okay. So anyway,
It's lucky it even gets that.
can you make that noise? Exactly. So when I got well, which is a couple of days ago, I started feeling much better. I was so motivated to get so much done. And a lot of the things that I had procrastinated about, things like, the covers on the lights by the deck and different things like that.
Right.
I mean, I mowed the lawns. I got that, I
Wow.
got everything taken care of, dialed in a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel super excited to be doing this podcast again.
And you got the fire pit.
And I got the fire pit. Yeah, we got the fire pit on the deck, which
That
is awesome.
is so
Yeah.
dreamy.
Super.
Yeah.
And I actually was out by the fire pit a few days ago, enjoying it, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, in the middle of enjoying it, it ended.
It went out?
The propane was done. But here's the beautiful thing.
What?
I had gotten two fresh freshies.
That deserves a ding.
So, day before yesterday, I replaced the propane tank, and
Wow.
we got the fire back.
Love it.
Okay, so I want to answer the question before we run out of time.
I'm sorry I hogged
And
it.
I'm going to go, we've talked about the fire, we've talked about the COVID, we've talked about my divorce, we've talked about a lot of things. I'm going to talk about something else that was disappointing in my life. And that is, at one point when I built this house, I originally bought this house as a guest house. And I figured, I'll live in that guest house forever.
Right.
I barely could, I used some of Mom's money, the last of Mom's money, to help me get the down payment.
Right.
Dad lived with me in the beginning. Remember,
Yeah.
he was out here writing his book.
Right.
And I lived out there, and the rest of the lot was like gravelly.
Yeah.
Some of it had some grass.
Right.
Some funky trees with tires around it.
A couple of scorpions.
Yeah, it was a kind of a funky situation. And then I had the idea of building the house.
Right.
And I could build the house if I rented the downstairs.
Right.
And I could live upstairs, and I could make it work financially.
Yeah.
Even though it was a big loan, it was like a $400,000 or $500,000 loan.
Wow.
On top of the loan that I had for the guest house, so it was
Right.
going to be a very expensive amount of money.
Wow.
So I got the downstairs ready to rent out to visitors to
Yeah.
do
Yeah. I remember.
short-term rentals.
Right.
And I was renting it to the short-term rentals, and then eventually, when COVID hit, at the same time I got a notification saying I can't rent it because I didn't have the right permits.
I remember
in
that.
place. And so that was in the moment very fearful.
Sure.
From a financial standpoint,
Right.
I needed that money to pay my
Yeah,
mortgage.
exactly.
I now can't rent it. I'm
Right.
gonna have to rent it to a long-term renter. I put it up for rent. I think I want to say for $39.50 a month, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, big place.
Right.
Crickets.
Wow.
No one was willing to rent it for that price. And a friend of mine, Michael James, said, dude, you need to lower it by $1,000. And I'm oh my God, $1,000. That's going to like devastate. How am I going to make my... And he said, just, if you want to rent it, that's what you're going to have to do. Now, keep in mind, when I was renting to the visitors, I was averaging about $300 a night, at least 20 nights a month.
Was that like an Airbnb thing?
Yeah, it was like Airbnb. So I was getting like $6,000 a night, a month off of that. And now I have to go all the way down to $3,000. So I listed it for $29.50.
Kind of a burn.
Yeah, and I ended up renting it to Dustin and Amy.
I love those guys.
Who are like family to me. Shout out to Dustin and Amy.
And their dog, right?
Yeah, and Zipper, who I love, who ended up passing away.
Zipper
Was out here.
I forgot the name. Yeah.
Zipper's ashes are underneath the plumeria tree outside. So they became like family. They still are like family. I love them. I would have never had them in my life had I been able to continue renting it, the Airbnb type of thing.
Yeah.
And then eventually, check this out. My son and his family moved downstairs.
That's right. Oh my God.
That wouldn't have been available for them to move down there.
And
so
Leo,
my grandson,
growing up under downstairs. It's so convenient.
Yeah.
Like, let's go out in the jacuzzi.
I was with him this morning, I wouldn't have had him in my. And so all of these things happened as a result of that, including building the pool and the jacuzzi, which I never would have done because you can't destroy all that while you have visitors.
It started off as it looked like a pond when you first started.
So if you look at all the wins that happened.
You did so much work out there. It's beautiful now.
As a result of a perceived devastating loss financially,
That's a great example.
Yeah. So, talk about lemonade from lemons.
That's what I was thinking. You made some lemonade.
And this is what abundance is really, thank you. This is what abundance is all about. Yes. Abundance is much more of a reframing, which we talked about, reframing, than it is magically creating something.
Right.
Although you will manifest and create things in your life when you reframe.
Sure.
Because when you see things differently, then you open up the door for abundance to flow in.
That's exactly right.
So it's been an incredible ride, which tells me I have no idea what's coming down the pike, but I will promise you one thing, bro. It's a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
A lot more good shit is coming into my life.
I agree.
I promise you that.
Yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
If we think this is great, wait till we see what's coming.
Right.
It's going to be even more magical.
I think it's fun. It's exciting. It's adventurous.
Yes. And if you join us in perceptually shifting and reframing how you see your life, I guarantee there's so much more good stuff coming into your life.
Yeah.
It is a absolute promise. Money back guarantee.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, speaking of money back guarantees, you do this book, you do all the writing, you do all the exercises, and you don't see abundance and you don't love your life, just let me know. I'll gladly refund your money. Just send me your book and I'll give you all the money back. The entire $2.99 from Kindle, or $14.99.
All of your rupees will be refunded.
Yeah, I'll give you that $3 back. With interest. Okay.
No, that's fantastic. You're putting your money where your mouth is, bro.
There's no way you don't evolve when you do this work. And
I agree.
My book, any of these books.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So we're running out of time. Our clock is ticking down.
Yeah.
We got to get started, but before we end the podcast, we do it the same way every time.
That's right.
Again, I'm so grateful to be back here. Give me a little pound. Yeah,
you guys
it's so nice.
Perceptual shift.
Oh, you're doing the shifties before this time. Yeah.
I don't want to get shamed.
I actually forget about it all the time. I see him putting them on, and it reminds me.
I can't handle the shame.
Yeah. So you might recognize this tune a little bit. It is different than the first one.
Yep.
If you've been here before, you know what's about to come. But get ready for us to rock your socks off.
That's right. Exactly.
Now you've heard the Shift Show. Hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. Yeah.
And if you are a seeker, buy the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play. Have some fun! The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, baby.
Ow.
That's how we rock it. All right. And once again, if you would like this book and you don't have this book, you can get it online by going to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or a whole bunch of other places, and just order yourself one of these nice books.
That's right.
That's right. And if you don't want to spend $14.95 or $19.95 for the hardback, you can
get the Kindle version.
How much is that?
Very little ducats.
Very little duckies?
A tiny bit of
Just a couple of duckies?
Yep, pretty much. But you got to have a little notebook to write stuff in.
Might cost you a couple of other duckies.
Yeah, it'll be very minimal, but the writing is it really helps. It just adds a lot of shakti to the whole experience, because I think there's something about writing where it's very black and white and there's no denial going on there. It's like it makes things very, for me,
you're not in that river of denial?
no denial going on.
Yeah, and you can see, like, this is the last page we did at our last meeting.
Right.
The cost of unexamined perceptions. And you can see the writing here.
And the king of highlighters over here.
I love to highlight. And even though this
He's a highlightaholic.
This
basically.
question said list one or two things that you think could use some shifting. I listed 8, so, I'm a rule breaker too.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you did. Exactly. I wrote only 2, and I had to sit there through James's 8.
It was a very long share.
I felt like a hostage, but it was very good.
Yes, it was. Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you want to come to our Saturday book study.
That's right. It's a Zoom.
The Zoom ID is in this description, and you can get the password by going to Instagram or TikTok.
Right.
James M for Michael, Quine. Hit me up, ask me for the password, and I'll happily give it to you.
Right.
And you can also see some
life hacks.
That's right. I haven't done one in a while because I've been sick, but one's coming out soon, and they're very, very cool to check those out. And one last reminder before we give you the last reminder, and that is like, follow, subscribe to this if you want to get notified of the next podcast, if you dig it.
Yep.
And remember, this is really important. Loving life, sometimes the idea of loving life can be misunderstood. People say, I love my life. You really love your life. Can you love your life loving life is really a state of mind.
I agree.
And, we talked about it earlier. There are going to be some things that are a bummer.
Yes.
That you initially see as terrible or bad or sad or frustrating or horrible. And maybe later you reframe it and see the good that comes out of it. But in the moment, it might be difficult to be like, I love my life because you just stubbed your toe and it hurts.
Yeah, sometimes life hurts.
It does. But that doesn't mean you can't still love your life.
That's right. It's not mutually exclusive.
You can have a stubbed toe and love your life.
Exactly.
You can lose your ability to Airbnb your home out and generate that money and still love your life.
Yeah, and you can get your heart broken. It's going to happen, people.
Yes, because loving life is saying, I love being alive.
Yeah.
I love being me. I love being a human.
Sure.
And I love this experience of life. And it's way better than being 6 feet under.
Yes, it is. And it's a very rich experience, life in general.
Yes.
It's full. It's got ups, it's got downs, it's got brightness, it's got darkness. It's got the whole contextual shebang.
It does.
It's really juicy.
It's juicy. And loving life is a living, breathing affirmation.
Yes.
It means that I love life, and life then has an opportunity to love me back.
You're getting dinged for that.
Thank you. And so if you want to become a life lover like us, if you want to join the Life Loving Club, if you want to start really loving your life, start small by just saying, I love my life out loud, or yell it out loud. Because that's what we do every day, multiple times a day.
Yes, it is our mantra around here.
It's our mantra, and we're going to invite you right now to join us because we're going to do it.
Let's
ready,
drink.
bro?
Let's drink
With
the Kool-Aid.
14 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Can we make it?
We gotta hurry.
Let's do it. One, two, three. I love my life. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Ow.
Awesome show. Love you, bro.
Love you. Love you guys too.
The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa.